Are you the general public?
She is. I have a
I'm not
letter.
sure if I'm supposed to be here or here.
Is there anything?
Here, okay.
No, come on up.
Yeah, come on up, okay.
You're not East Fairfield.
This is a follow-up.
Yes.
You actually mentioned this a
Yes.
couple of meetings ago,
Yes,
so.
yeah, exactly.
um,
So it shouldn't be too new.
So Eleanor brought a letter for us, for the select board to sign, for a grant. How much is the grant?
I actually don't have a total yet, but we're probably at 8, 9, 10, probably 11 or 12-ish at the most. Yeah,
For
yeah.
the inside bathroom.
Yeah,
The planning and the construction of.
yes,
Okay.
exactly, and then the repair afterwards, so Gage's, Gage's Plumbing and Heating does not do the repair afterwards to the wall.
I see.
So, Tony Gregoire is a hired contractor for the repair work. So the total of both the construction and then the repair is right about at 10, and then there will be a couple of the little things to add, so under 12, yeah.
So Eleanor is requesting that the select board sign this letter of support for her grant application. Everybody okay with that?
Is there a town match or something, or what? Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
She wrote the grant, she's going for the grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your signature?
So they're requesting 3 letters of support for this project. So the main reason that we need it is because of the after-school programs, which are included in summer camp. And we have so many kids that come to summer camp now that we are out of compliance with the state regulations for the number of toilets that we have per student. Thank you very much. And so Faith Cassidy has been the big push on this. So I jumped on it and trying to accommodate her for sure. And so she's writing a letter, and then this letter is super helpful. And then we've got one from Chuck. I've forgotten his last name. He brings the Brown brothers to community meals every week, and he's been a huge advocate and written other letters of support for grants, and we've been awarded. So those are the 3 people. So
Well, good luck with it.
yes, thank you very much. So we'll know by mid-October, and I'll certainly let you know.
Sounds good.
Okay?
What was your last name?
It's Wirtz. WIRTS.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice evening. If you
night.
have any
Good night.
questions, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linda?
Okay, well, the good news is tax money's coming in quite rapidly.
Considering how you overtaxed everybody.
Yeah, well, we're on camera right now, so we'll just let that comment go.
I make that a public comment. I don't mind telling anyone that.
But it's not me that did it.
No.
Okay, so my other question is, the Swanton Village transferred over 2.6 acres to us a couple weeks ago. And at your last meeting, you decided to prorate the tax bill. They just gave you 2.6 acres with a value of $160,700, and you're gonna send them half a tax bill? Really?
You 2 gentlemen were involved in it?
No.
I mean, that's a question. I mean, personally, I mean, now that it's the towns, we'll get it abated, but they gave us this. We're going to tax them, right? They didn't charge you for
How
that.
did you arrive at your decision? I guess I'll ask that one.
We just didn't make a decision to make an exemption. We didn't have a big discussion about it. It was
Okay.
just like, do you want to treat this as special? So, you know.
We treat it like any other real estate sale. If I sell you a house, you get half my tax bill.
You were given this.
Well, we didn't take that into account.
Yeah.
You want to rediscuss it? I mean,
I
what?
would. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send them a bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my personal
No,
feeling.
we weren't
we-
thinking of it in
we-
that manner. That's
Yeah, well, no, that's why I wanted to clarify before I sent them a bill, because.
Thanks for
in-
clarifying.
In my head.
Can you hand me that, please?
Which piece? You want the
Is
tax
that
bill?
the bill?
Yes.
Okay, we'll table that.
So, we'll just, when we have a Board of Civil
We're very
Authority-
grateful for the village of Swan. We're very grateful for our friends.
There's swell folks down there.
Yeah,
We think they made a wise move.
yeah. So anyway,
Do we need
when
a
we have a
motion
Board of Civil Authority meeting, we'll figure out what the proration is, that'll get abated. The other piece, if you own it, doesn't get taxed, so.
Okay.
That's all I had. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Well, since I'm the one that sends
We're
out all
very,
these
very-
lovely tax bills,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
need any
yeah,
extra
yeah,
phone calls,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting plenty
You
now.
mean these
Thank you.
overpriced tax bills you sent out?
Yes,
The
yes.
spirit is to spread the love. That was the spirit. So
Yes, yes. Thank you.
we need more
Thank you,
taxpayers,
Linda.
not more taxes. That's what
Yeah.
the spirit was.
Mo, you're up.
That's pretty good. I
Yeah.
didn't know that we got that piece of land.
Yeah. Then I'll give you something to do, keep that cleaned off. on
Now it's up to
occasion.
you guys to take care of the babies.
Brian and Ronald calling you for the beavers.
So they came up and did it before they transferred over.
Yeah, we told them we couldn't touch it because we didn't legally own it.
And somebody said,
Yeah, you got a beaver expert on your staff.
Yeah, I have them take care of that now. That'd be good.
Expertise.
So what you got for us, Mo?
Don't really have much, anything, just that,
You're full of sand.
yeah, 30 more of those probably finished filling it, chock full.
Are you within the yardage we talked of when we were?
I honestly couldn't tell you. Yeah, they've been drawing it and
Yeah.
filling the shed and
Is it as full as last year?
not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah,
So you need that.
Yeah, right.
You need that other to finish it
Yeah,
out. To
they ran into gravel, more gravel than this,
sand.
and sand would blow it, so they
Yeah.
screened the gravel to get back to the sand, so,
Yeah.
Which-
Makes sense.
yeah. Change
Okay.
your screen over to.
Equipment's holding up okay? No big major issues or problems?
No, and I heard our new truck is supposed to be in July, end of July, you heard nothing yet. On that new Freightliner.
Yeah. No major issues with any of the other ones, hopefully.
No,
That's good to hear. And that Ford's working out okay?
yep,
Oh, that's good. Even better.
yeah,
Even better. Good enough. So nothing else?
no, we're just working on that grant on Duffy Hill, and
Yeah.
tomorrow we should finish up, we gotta put some gravel to get the crown back in the road,
Yeah.
which grant's supposed to cover, so.
Looks good. Hey, Linda.
Planning commission is downstairs, and this one, yeah.
We,
No offense.
No.
did put new boards on covered bridge, here had been, got hit, boards donated from Gavin Ryan.
I didn't mind going hungry that week.
What bridge was it?
One East Fairfield, the
Covered
wooden
bridge.
bridge.
Oh, the covered bridge.
Yeah. Every so often, somebody go through a little too tall.
But this winter, that bridge is, well, tell them what your plans are.
Well, I know about closing it.
Closing it this winter because the new truck will barely fit through it, the Ford. And so they put a block on each side of the bridge and keep everybody out of it. And then you won't worry about the truck hitting it, or the wing hitting it, I think more than the truck, but. And there's easy exit on each end. And it's a bugger to plow that anyway.
How's it to plow from the 36 side if you have to drive in and back all the way out?
No, got a driveway right
Enough,
here.
enough room there to.
Yeah,
Actually, it'd be easier from what Jimmy told me to plow.
yeah, she's very good.
She's good about letting you guys
We
turn
went
around.
down there, did old boards, plus we cut the wood there and
Yeah.
had a vehicle parked there. I said, no, I'm wet. No, she said, I can get right by it. Drove on her lawn, you know, she's
Yeah.
a very nice person.
That'll be, solve a lot of grief for that. Then get down to
Yeah.
the other side, turn around, there's a turnaround down
Yeah,
there.
nice turnaround. and-
So, I think it'll solve
You
some
gonna
issues.
wait till after foliage season, or?
Yeah, I mean, we'll,
I'm just thinking
The
a lot of
winter-
people probably take
look, the
pictures.
winter's, winter gets in there.
Yeah,
We'll sign it closing winter.
Yep,
Yeah.
open in April or something. Save a lot of grief too.
Did you see that in New Hampshire? Gravel truck, guy was drove a gravel truck over a covered bridge, went right to the bottom.
When was that, didn't that,
a couple of weeks ago. I had a picture, the truck just went right through the bridge. They're gonna go after him and, you know,
Yeah,
to
they
pull the truck
they
out,
sent it
just
and
a
it
lot of
didn't get to us,
expense.
So they said,
Oh, big
we'll
expense,
give us
right?
some time.
I can't imagine, that bridge up there,
Yeah.
when it originally started, it was gonna be a $700,000 deal. And when they got all done with that, they were closer to 1.2.
Yeah.
Cause it took it all out, had to try to find lumber to fit the right things on it and all this crap. It's close to 1.2 when you get done with that.
I heard a figure at 700,000-800,000 to do it.
Originally.
You know,
Yeah.
so I didn't know what the final total was.
Mm-hmm. And so, was that bridge that was getting hit all the time? Up in the Northeast Kingdom anyway?
No, that's another
That's
another
another
bridge, I heard about that. That was
That's
in
the one where they
Lyndonville,
wanna
I
go
think.
across the front and put up like a steel beam system.
Yeah,
So if they hit it, they stop it, you know? So the
Yeah.
truck went right through the whole damn.
right through the bridge. Yeah, it was posted at 30,000 and the truck was like 80,000 or something. It was- But, yeah, hello.
Lou said I could fit.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, there are a couple things while you're here, Mo, that I've, the workers' comp and property casualty insurance payments are in this round of invoices. And VLCT has reached out, there's a loss control consultant who wants to come around and he's asking for department heads to be available. So I wasn't sure how the select board would like to organize that with staff. They want to look at our equipment. They need to know what we have. So it would be any of the buildings plus the equipment so that they can just verify. They're the new guys, so they're still like new to what we have. So how would you like to, or what would you like us to do about that?
They're sending the consultant out?
Yeah, they want department heads available. So, did any of you want to be involved? That was my big question.
So this is the insurance company?
Yeah, they need to be able to go to the fire department. They need to look at each of the buildings. I can get into the old town clerk's office and organize with the neighbors at Chester's. But they also need to get into the garage and they need to look around at the
So
fire.
just figure out what day they're coming and
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I'll take care of the fire
I'll connect.
department, get
Okay.
in there, and-
Okay.
or you can, I don't care.
Yeah,
If you're gonna be around and you can do it.
yeah, just, could do one, do them both.
Get it done with.
They're doing a lot.
First thing in the morning too, right, Mo?
Yeah,
Okay.
bring coffee, no, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. The other thing is I just wanted to mention that so FEMA, the final payment for the Halloween storm work, including the Jouer Road, is coming to us within the next 3 weeks, so that's good news. That's about $40,000 for the administration.
That's the final FEMA payment for that?
Yeah, that's the final FEMA payment. And our estimate was 38,000, so we're getting more than we expected. We put in grants for or pre-applications for the hazard mitigation grant that we talked about, and I'm waiting to hear back about next steps. So I don't know, I don't know what they're going to do about that. The Friends of Lake Champlain. So Mo and I think Ronnie and I went out last year and looked at this beach area near the porta potty, and with somebody from Friends of Lake Champlain, and they were talking about how there's a kind of a project, stone line ditching runoff project that they think would be good for a good fit for a grant. So I reached out to them because a grant came up. So we're going to be working on that. The pre-proposals are due October 13th, and the final proposal is November 3rd. I think that's it.
How much of the matches on that?
I'm not sure. We have to get on it together, so I haven't even looked at it yet. I think that's it for road stuff on my end.
any more word from Mr. Hale at all, or?
So, yes, since the last time we talked about it here, but I believe that the select board has been involved
Okay.
at this point. yeah, he was having a really hard time breathing. His voicemails were really hard to listen to, and he needed dust abatement. And there had been some discussions about whether or not that was gonna happen. So, at this point,
Yeah, I didn't know if you had any more correspondence. Just-
yeah.
It's been
so-
pretty wet, it's been pretty wet subsequent to that last,
Yeah.
since our last meeting.
Yep.
But, chloride on that, maybe if it gets dry
You
going,
give me the text, I got done the next day.
but there you go,
There you go.
done.
Good. Yeah, I figured no news is good news because I think kind of
Thank you, Mo.
let it
Pretty
go.
common, huh?
Okay?
Pretty common.
Good, cool.
Yeah. It's tricky.
Okay, Kathy, you got anything more?
Yep.
We'll
But
go at
not
it.
with Mo.
Thanks, Mo.
Okay, thank you guys.
See you later, Mo.
Have a good one.
Get lost without that.
So, let's see, warrants are about $200,000 this week because of the Whitcomb invoice for paving is in there. We also have for quarter 3 and quarter 4, both of our insurance invoices came. One was late, but we never received it, so they're both in this AP. And based on where we are with money at this point, income coming in and the bills, and we have like about a $31,000 project that needs to be covered, but I believe we're gonna be able to pay off our tax anticipation loan in the next select board meeting.
Good.
I brought animal control ordinance draft for you all to discuss and think about. And I also wanted to ask if we could have an executive session to discuss personnel later. And I wanted to request a little more time on the capital plan. So those are the three next things on my list. So would it be okay if we talked about the capital plan at the next meeting?
Sure,
I
yeah,
need
sure.
A little bit more time with that.
Sure.
And the animal control ordinance is here, so, I also
Did you
brought,
look at that? That whole animal control.
Yeah.
I also brought an update about the budget that I can give to all of you, quickly. I know that you're leaving early, so.
Sorry, we got time.
Okay, so maybe we could start with the ordinance and then go to the budget, so that our animal expert.
Have you had much conversation with Stephen True?
Yeah, this is the conversation, if we can talk about personnel. Do you wanna go into executive session first before you?
No,
Did
let's do
you-
the ordinance, let's move. I hadn't heard much about that.
Have you seen that ordinance? This
Yeah, I
ordinance?
have, I read it,
So why are you handing it out? Dave, you've seen it?
Yep.
I think it's excellent. I think it's great. I had a chance to read it. The only thing I would add is,
I read it, yeah.
yeah, the only thing I would add is, I think we needed, we emailed about this, but we need a job description and a budget for an animal control officer.
Right.
But I think this is a great first step. I think it's reasonable. I think you compromise between, surveying other communities and making it pretty straightforward, not too complicated. And we gotta walk before we run, and I think it provides structure to the public, to owners and to people who, have an issue of, hey, see our policy. I think it's really well done.
So Gavin, the email, this came by email, and the communication that I sent along with it was, almost all of them had the same language, but there were some areas that there was a variance. One was what kind of animals we were talking about, so this would be focused on dogs and wolf hybrids versus all domestic animals. Complicated penalties with fees, all this huge fee structures.
Yeah.
This one has like two penalty fee structure. There was nothing in some of them around hunting dogs, so there was in one, and I borrowed that because there should be a hunting dog exception. And that means that the hunting dogs would be under verbal control, but it doesn't, some of the things in there don't apply to them. Not everything, but some of them. And then, the enforcement officer. So in this version, it has like anybody who could possibly ever be an enforcement officer in it versus an appointed enforcement officer.
I like
So
that.
that just brings you to the opportunity of just defining what you want to do about that. And I did do a little research about how much money is in the neighboring budgets. So so it ranges between $1,000 and $3,000 per year for animal control officers or enforcement officers, which is a separate line from mileage for this particular position and supplies. And we previously had money in the budget at $1,000, but currently, I think it's down to $400. So if the select board decided to create the capacity within that budget to have a new person, then it would basically break up into about $25 an hour if we went to about a $3,000 amount for the year. And that's assuming like 10 hours. Was it 10 hours? I can't remember. Something like that. So the $3,000 average was about $25 an hour for our neighbors.
But you think it's more time than that, right?
So depends
Fluctuates.
on what you want to charge or pay or whatnot, but
Yeah,
yeah, I had 80 hours, I think we figured last year, and that was just the big ones that I had time kept for.
right.
And it's more than dogs, it's, there's a duck in my yard.
Oh, yeah.
There's-
I just think if we're gonna do it, we wanna make sure we do it high enough, so.
Didn't Fairfax just
That's 2,000.
get somebody recently?
They did, and they also just updated their ordinance. So there were 3 that were really good.
They got 6,000 people though, right? Fairfax,
I don't remember how much.
population-wise.
Yeah.
We got about 3 times what we got.
I'd be comfortable with just saying, hey, start budget, $2,000 a year, start
Yeah.
with,
You're gonna have to have a number to start somewhere.
And the objective of the budget is maybe to entice someone to take advantage of, to step up for the job.
Yeah.
And then we can negotiate if but I think I'd be comfortable saying a couple grand, start with, making an advertisement. And would we advertise at an hourly rate or just,
Yeah, it can be taken advantage of either way, so I'd rather see a timesheet than just cut you a check at the end of the year.
with a not to exceed thing?
Yeah, it'd have to be there's a lot of calls that you're not gonna run out and
Right.
chase Fido from the yard, but
Well, how about this, we make a motion to approve the policy as presented with changes that might come up in a discussion, and also task Kathy to come up with a job description and an advertisement at the next meeting.
I hate saying this because Jim looked at this. I'm curious how Hunting Dog
He
falls on
hasn't.
this.
He hasn't, but it's standard. I haven't changed any language from other
Right, but I
towns, but I
know
can't do
there's-
that.
There's multiple instances around town where Hunting Dog is crossing properties. And if this is open, somebody will find it and,
Well, tell you what, let's hold off let's get it to Jim before we approve it. We'll do it next meeting, we'll do a budget number and a policy and a job description.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody happy with that?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes from 26 August.
Someone second that?
I wasn't here, so.
yep,
Do you wanna amend your thing, because you're not gonna tax town of Swanton with your minutes?
No.
in the minutes.
I guess.
I think you could amend it and say upon reflection. you decided-
Okay, we'll do
Upon
that.
reflection, you decided not to.
Says, we'll strike paragraph 6.
Yeah. Because they're not official till you
Yeah,
pass them.
good point.
So, are you guys happy if we did that?
No, I wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I would too, so we'll accept the minutes as with the exception of number 6 being excluded.
Sounds good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, get that one gone.
I make a
let's see.
motion, we approve the warrants.
Yep,
Hold on, I'm not fast here. Number 6.
Number 6, item number 6.
16. Oh, 6.
16.
Is it 6 or 16?
number 6.
Number 6,
6.
right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Put your glasses on, Dave.
Yeah, how we want warrants?
Yeah. So everybody in favor of the warrants? Been like that, signed? If someone make a motion, and you made a motion, somebody second that?
I'll second.
Second it. All in favor of accepting the warrants as presented?
Aye.
Yeah, no one's opposed, those are done. So I guess the next thing would be the executive session, right?
I do have a budget update. I mean,
Okay.
I highlighted the things that I thought might be interesting to you all. So this is at the end of the 8th period, so end of August. Doesn't include any of the payroll from today or the AP from today. Or any of the tax numbers that have been coming in since we sent out the bills. So just scrolling down, the first line that's highlighted is the FEMA grant I told you about. That's coming in the next few weeks. The grant revenue from state funds, that is road crew hours from the 2023 Pumpkin Village grant. So that came in from the state. And I put it in that line instead of the line above because it probably should have said 10,000 in that line instead of the line above when we got so that line above is not gonna be, we will have a 0 balance in the actual, on the grant line, 10,500,2560. Let's see, next page. The miscellaneous revenue line is ginormous because that's where the Ford sale went. And later on, I have a question about, well, I do have a question for the select board. We don't have to do this now because the money is not quite, let's get more income, but the total amount for the F600 was $35,000. And then we had expenses for technology and stuff, and the things that we needed added to it. So altogether, the total amount that came in was $32,860.
This is for what now, Kathy?
That's the F600 that we just bought. So the F550, the F550 that we sold when we exchanged it. So the amount of money that they gave us for that truck was $35,000. And then altogether with the expenses that we needed to put into it, into the next truck, altogether it would be $32,860 of revenue after the trade and the enhancements. So my question is, do you want me to transfer that amount of money to the small truck fund, which is where we usually have money coming in and out for these small trucks?
Yeah, I would think it ought to stay with the truck. It gets used for the purchase of them, that's how we've done it before. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Yeah, probably.
It's
Yeah, I
staying
didn't know
where
we had a small truck fund. I thought we had a capital equipment fund.
We have a capital fund, we have an equipment fund, and we have a small
Small.
truck fund. And the small truck fund money has been used, it's been the income that we get for plowing
Right,
the
yeah.
schools.
Okay.
But the question, we had gained enough money in that fund to purchase this piece of equipment, this is the F600, almost completely from that and a little bit from the equipment fund CD. So if we decided to deposit that money that came in when we
Back to
sold it, we would be putting it back into the equipment fund. I just would need,
keep that fund funded
yeah.
for that small truck.
You need a motion or just?
I do, I can't make a transfer without, so if you make a motion to, so it would be the amount that they paid minus the total expenses for the new truck would be $32,860 to be, and 25 cents to be transferred from the general fund to the small equipment fund.
Small truck,
The small
Small
truck,
truck
the
fund?
small truck fund, excuse
so
me.
moved.
Give me the number again, Kathy.
Yep, it's $32,860.25.
A second.
You saying that? All
And
in
that's
favor?
from the sale of the F-550.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sale minus the expenses for the F-600.
Cause there should be more money. Did they get paid for that plowing yet for last fall, winter?
We did,
We
yeah, this was deposited. So I will do that when we have the money that it looks like we can make that transfer. Because it's probably within the next few weeks.
Yep.
Let's see,
Here,
so,
let's finish that off. Who motioned?
Brian motion, Ron second. Thanks for doing that.
okay. So going back to the budget status report, there's nothing else really to think about on that page. I feel like everything is pretty much in line with everything. Overall, just as a side note, we're under budget at this time, almost across the board. So I just want you to know that.
That's not a bad thing.
Nope, it's not a bad thing. The next, page 3, I accidentally hided the photocopier lease, which you don't need to even think about because that's a standard amount. So we're looking at page 4 now. So this is just a little number, but it's 200% off, and it was last year as well. The equipment line is off. Last year, it was $842 total, and we had budgeted $300, I believe. This year, we budgeted $300 again, and it's $641. If it's $602.41, that is ink. And I just want to highlight it because it really should probably increase that in the next budget season so that it's real to what we're going to be expending on that photocopier. It's the color photocopier option that has the fax and the when the town clerk's office is closed, that's the one that we can use to do things.
Excuse me.
So page 5. Benches on the green is that contracted services line for parks and beach improvements. And then down at the bottom, under North Road, this is another question that I have for you all. The repairs and maintenance line for North Road is above what we budgeted. And this year, so this includes the gutters and the door lock that we put on that old town clerk's office. And I was wondering if either of those amounts, if you would like me to move that, use ARPA funds for those expenses
That's small.
to make a journal entry. If not, that's fine.
Have you got that ARPA money pretty well committed so it gets used up before the deadline?
We don't have it's about $30,000
Still left.
still left. And I know that we approved, but that's not including the conversation we had with the Pond Association at our last meeting.
And that's the one where the town was gonna kick in some money
Yeah,
towards a study or what was that?
yeah. Inventory of the weeds, basically, see how much the invasive ones are moving around.
And what do you guesstimate that'll be?
October, right? First October.
No, but.
Yeah, no,
that was-
75% of 6,300 is, it's like 5,000,
So you
5175.
still got roughly 30, high 20s left to
Yeah.
do something with, or commit to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer not to put it there. I would prefer to do something. I
I'd
don't
like
like,
to
I
find
don't.
something, take that last chunk.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
something lasting.
It's good, thanks for the offer or
Yeah.
suggestion, but let's think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
We need
Something
it
more, a
to-
little more lasting than.
So does it have to be spent by that date or
It
committed
has to
to?
be sent, it has to be spent by February, the end of February.
Okay,
The report is due in March.
why don't we,
Be thinking on some things that maybe,
Brainstorming for the next
yeah.
meeting or two.
We talked about a chloride tank, I don't know where we're at with that. That was something that you were thinking about really early on.
They were one
discussions.
time that the ones they could find wouldn't fit in the truck or something, wasn't that part of the problem? We should
common
find,
school, put it in the,
wait a minute, let
I don't
us, let us open up that window and just look.
why don't we table that discussion?
Yeah. But we
Let's,
should be thinking
No,
of what
we
we
should
got.
all come in with an idea
Yeah,
or two
yeah,
and
yep.
just
Yeah.
have some sort of plan for it.
Okay, let me know if you wanna put that discussion on a future meeting somewhere,
Well, we should do
yeah,
a
put it
pre,
on, put it on
the next
next meeting.
budget, yeah.
the
Yeah.
next
we
meeting.
don't have a lot of time left.
It doesn't have to be a 3-hour discussion, it can be a
Yeah.
meeting or two talking about it and then we'll
Right.
figure
Okay.
out.
Okay. Awesome, okay, page 6. I highlighted salt and winter sand. So last year, because you usually ask the question, so last year, at this time, we were at about 67% of the salt, so we're on track there. We're still, again, you'll notice we're under budget on things. The winter sand, we still have a bunch of many more loads coming in, and we haven't been invoiced yet, so.
Well, it's 20,
it's
they're
low.
talking 20 or 30 loads more, right?
Yeah, so it's low at this point, but. it will-
16 yards.
Right,
On
but I'm
hold.
sure they have an
Yeah.
invoice for 2 weeks.
Oh, they haven't, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nothing,
That's nothing.
nothing to look at this
Nope.
point.
Chloride, we are, let's see, low, so this is summer maintenance, this section in page 7 on the top. Materials, 74,000 materials was 74,000. At this point, last year, we had spent 62,000. So we're under there, and then we're high for chloride for this time of year, but we're getting close to the end of this summer, so,
Was part of that chloride the extra we put on Ryan Road for that bridge repair?
no,
Yeah.
that is
That come out of some
Yeah.
ARPA and all that.
charged from ARPA and that grant. So down in constructions materials, we have for whatever reason, the materials in construction are high this year. And there might be some wiggling around on that, with Mo, just so that I can make sure we're not actually, maybe he needed to be charged to a grant or something, so I just wanted to let you know that the materials on construction is high at this point. But gravel is low, significantly low. Last year, we spent by this time $35,000, so we had already exceeded the budget. So this year, the gravel invoices have come in significantly less than that. So equipment, so paving process, so everything else is pretty much on, it's on par from last year. The paving project came in under budget, from the bid by $5,000. So under budget by our budget by $19,000. So we have, once that invoice is paid, there will be a $19,000.
I'd keep that right in that paving budget too.
Right, so
Carry it forward.
that was the question. We do have a paving CD, we could,
Yeah.
when we're getting closer to the end of the year, we could transfer it to.
just so I don't forget, minutes, item number 8, for that discussion that we're gonna have next meeting about possible ways to use that ARPA fund balance.
Yes,
Software package that is more compliant with like tracking and visibility and transparency.
yeah.
Just to put a little urgency behind that research.
Yeah,
I know,
I did some research last week, but I haven't, they make you go through all these loops before they'll tell you a number. It's so
take
complicated.
your time, yeah.
So that's where I am with that, and jumping through some loops.
Okay, I think I'm gonna make a motion Are you done? I think
Yeah,
we're done.
unless you have any
Thank you for that, that's a great overview. I think I'm gonna make a motion that we go into an executive session to discuss
Person.
a legal issue
Okay.
and a personnel issue.